Jammers. Welcome to Jams and Cocktails Live. I am Brad Brock, and I'll be your host this evening. Tonight, I'm joined here in the legendary JNC Lounge by my good friend and international touring artist, Kevin McLoughlin.
What's happening, man? I'm so glad to be here.
I'm so glad to have you back.
It's always a good time here in the legendary JNC Lounge. And we were just talking about that the other day. Like, how did it become legendary? Like, we were at the Funky Cuda, and it said the world famous Funky Cuda. And when I play at the, like, when I wear my Iron Horse shirt, it says the world famous Iron Horse. Like, what comes first, the fame or the sign that says you have fame?
Well, I'm going to put it to you this way. It's always the sign. Because then it gives you something to live up to, you know? And let me tell you what, this is the legendary JNC Lounge now. But what really made the lounge legendary was the last lounge, because it was insane. I mean, in that lounge, Kevin, you took down the entire cinnamon challenge.
Yeah, I remember that.
Well, that was legendary. So, I mean, we did some legendary shit in that place.
There has been some unspeakable debauchery that has gone on, and I have a feeling that his retirement plan is extorting everyone he's filmed doing things they should never do.
Yeah,
That's genius, by the way.
Yeah, right. So we also, here in the lounge, we have Miss Tracy. She doesn't like to be on the camera. We'll see how she feels after a couple more Jack Daniels, but she is here with us. She is our ghost on the aux here tonight.
Right on.
Yeah. So we've got a lot to talk about tonight, Kevin. You just got back from your UK tour, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about what you got coming up this summer. We're also going to feature a couple awesome videos of Kevin playing some of his favorites with the band. The second half of the show tonight, we've got a round of Name That Tune to play with all of you out there. We've got your entertainment news and the Geordie Files. We got Geordie here in spirit on my shirt tonight. So.
Oh, we got to put a mic up to the shirt.
Yeah, no, it's better this way. It's better this way. We got the Geordie Files. We're going to hit you with this week's midweek motivation as well. Big shout out to our midweek. No, I'm reading the wrong thing. Shout out to our June keg sponsor, Ocean Republic Brewing.
That would be cool if you had a midweek keg sponsor and then a full week keg sponsor.
Right? We should come up with something.
I used to be able to drink that much beer, but not anymore.
I did some of it.
But yes, Ocean Republic Brewing in Stuart, Florida. Thank you so much, guys, for keeping us drinking here in the lounge. And thank you so much for tuning in live with us tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and listening in on Shore Life Radio. And thanks to those catching the show later on your favorite podcast platforms like Spotify and iHeartRadio. Wherever catching the show, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and like, share, and follow us on social media, and make Jams and Cocktails your number one preset on the iHeartRadio app. We'd love for you to do that as well. We are watching the chats and the comments this evening, so please join the conversation and have fun with each other out there, if you will. The JNC text line is also, JNC text line is also.
Move your shoulder, dear. I can't see the JNC podcast.
321-345-6658 if you got a text to send to us. With all of that said and done, I guess we should jump right into the show with our cocktail of the week. Let's do it. The Bramble is one of those cocktails that feels like a century-old staple. Its presentation is classic, its flavor timeless, and it's a must-know for any self-respecting barkeep. But surprisingly, this gin-soaked beauty was born in 1984, crafted by legendary London bartender Dick Bradsell at Fred's Club in Soho. Inspired by his childhood memories of picking fresh blackberries on the Isle of Wight, Bradsell created the Bramble as a modern answer to gin classics. While the 1980s were flooded with sugary, neon-hued cocktails that leaned on gimmick over flavor, the Bramble stood out for its elegance, balance, and use of fresh ingredients. It's part gin sour, part Singapore sling with a twist of wild British nostalgia. Bradsell named the drink after the thorny bush that blackberries grow on and used creme de mure, a rich blackberry liqueur, to infuse the cocktail with fruity depth. The original method calls for the drink to be strained over crushed ice, which mellows the sweetness and gives it that unmistakable cascading color. Since its invention, bartenders have played with variations, swapping gin for pisco or rhum agricole, using Chambord instead of creme de mure, or muddling fresh berries into the mix. While these riffs are delicious, nothing quite beats the refreshing simplicity of Bradsell's 1984 original. It's crisp, it's vibrant, and it's the perfect companion for a warm spring or summer evening. Let's head over to the JNC bar to see how it's made. What's up, Jambers? This week's cocktail of the week is the Bramble in honor of Kevin's return from the UK. We're going to start with a shaker with ice and a great gin. We're going to pour in 2 ounces. Then we'll add about 3/4 ounce of lemon juice. Then we'll add another 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. Boop. All right, we're gonna shake this up. Get it nice and cold. Then we're gonna strain it over some crushed ice. Then the recipe calls for creme de mure. If you don't have it anyway, because it's French and it's tough to find, a good replacement is, or substitute is, Chambord. So that's what we're using. And so we're just going to then just pour this over a 1/2 ounce, and you'll see the color go down through the drink. And of course, you can garnish this with a lemon wheel and a blackberry if you've got one. But you know how we are about garnishes here. So there it is, the Bramble. Let's take it to the lounge, give it a try. All right, Kev and Tracy.
All right.
Let's give it a try. This is a gin drink, so I don't know if you guys are gin drinkers.
I haven't had a gin since I was a kid. This is going to be good.
Oh, man. I love that.
Oh, it's not bad.
Right? It's really good.
I used to drink
my.
Tom Collins.
Yeah, I do love a good Tom Collins. It's very similar.
Very similar. Yep.
Yeah, Dick Bradsell. I was talking to Tracy before the show started. I think he's invented so many great drinks. I'm not going to go into it, but you guys should Google him, Dick Bradsell. So I think we're going to do a show in the next few weeks dedicated to Dick's.
Oh, well.
I'm watching.
Dick's drinks.
Dick's drinks. Yes, yeah, that's what I meant. This is a great drink. I was drinking them last night at the Tipsy Tea Cube. And then Kevin popped by, and I had a couple more than I should have.
It's got that zippiness that kind of goes back to the corners of your jaw.
Yeah, it definitely, the tartness from the lemon juice really
I'm digging it.
really hits.
Yeah, this is refreshing.
Nice, good. Well, I'm glad you guys liked it. It's probably my favorite drink for right now until I get sick on gin one night.
That's me.
And then I can't drink it for a couple months.
Right.
Nice. Join us each week for our cocktail or shot of the week by visiting us at jncpodcast.com to see what we're planning. Then tune in on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern to have a drink with us. That would be a wonderful thing to do. Before we dive into Kevin's UK trip, I want to send a thanks out to those of you that have shown an interest in our new shirts. I'm wearing the Geordie Files shirt right now. I know they take a while to get to you, but they're totally worth the wait. Mike Farrow actually reached out the other day with a shirt idea of his own and got me thinking about doing some guest spotlight t-shirts for the website. So obviously they will be approved by our guests. I don't want to use their likeness, of course, without permission or certainly to sell them. But I think it could be fun to have a guest section of shirts on the website.
Absolutely.
And we'll just donate all the proceeds, the 50 cents that I get from shirt sales, to charity of some kind, or we could put it in a booze bucket.
There you go. That sounds.
and replenish the bar. We'll figure that. We'll figure that out. But so here's the Mike Farrow design, and I did a Beer 30 design for Kevin. So check these out. I think they came out really, really
The trashy
good.
tea. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, Mike Farrow's trashy tea.
Oh, I love
And the Beer 30 looks awesome too.
Right. And so these are not in the store yet, but I could literally buy them right now, and they would mail right to the
Yeah, you
right
should
to the
definitely
house.
put those in the store.
They're so cool.
They are.
So yeah, let me know what you guys think out there of these shirts. Would you buy one? Would you wear one in public?
Does it have a JNC logo on the back? Can you do two sides?
Yeah, I can do two signs. So,
Uh-huh.
but I don't know. I don't even know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to ruin it
Should
with
make
our
the tags they made by JNC.
maybe something, or maybe something like right up on the neck. I
Well,
don't know.
like some of the shirts now, they have the small logo on the back, like it would have been on the front.
Yes,
That's pretty trendy.
I have seen those.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That would be cool. A little,
maybe something.
little circular JNC
See
logo.
what I could come up with.
That would be cool.
Yeah, and what's great is there's all different styles of shirts.
In
So
the font you have like on your hat.
yeah. This is my.
Oh, that's the new, like a
New
vintage.
I
Yes,
love it.
it says I'm here for the jams and cocktails.
I'm here for the gems and cocktails.
That's
Who is that?
I don't know.
That's a girl country singer that I'm here for the party. Who was
Oh, Gretchen
that?
Wilson.
Gretchen Wilson. There you go.
Yep.
We got to redo that song.
I love it. By the way, if you guys haven't noticed, Kevin is in our new guest nook. He is, yeah. Well, that's worth a round of applause.
It's a comfy chair. It reminds me of the old. No, of course, like every time I try to think of something, as soon as I go to say it, it disappears from my head. But
Join the club.
the Monty Python,
Big company.
put him in the comfy chair.
Oh my god, yeah, that's a throwback. You're going way back on that one.
Way back, yeah.
But yeah, it's a great nook. You look good over there.
It's a comfy chair.
Good.
I like it. Thank you.
It's out of frame, but you can't. There's a nice snare drum side table there as well.
Yeah, it is. It's a very handy snare drum side table, and I get to put all of my side table stuff on it.
Brilliant
Yes,
and beautiful.
functional as well.
All right, Kev. Well, why don't we? Because you got a lot of stories here. I know because on Riffs and Rhythms, I listened to it for 2.5 hours.
2.5 hours straight. He was on the whole time.
So let's dive in. This was your first UK tour, first international tour ever.
Yeah.
So let's start right at the beginning. Let's talk about landing in the UK. You flew into Gatwick, right?
We flew into Gatwick, yeah. I thought all this time we were going into Heathrow because I never even heard of another airport in England. But it turns out we were going into Gatwick. We flew in. I mean, it would take the culture shock when we picked up the car. Well, first off, I thought I was dying. I thought like something was wrong with me. I was like about to pass out walking through the airport. Turns out the luggage that I used, the wheels were frozen, and I was dragging dead weight the whole time.
No way.
Yeah, I was like, there's something clearly wrong with me. I can't even go across an airport. Like, remember, I had to stop like a couple of times to catch my breath just from walking across. Turns out I'm just dragging like 100 pounds of dead weight merch.
So were the wheels broken, or you just didn't have them unlocked?
They were just frozen solid. I didn't test them, but it was an old piece of luggage. I should have gotten a fresh piece.
Oh no. Jordan actually bought us there's this brand called Base, I don't know, BEIS. I've never had nice luggage in my life.
Mm-hmm.
And I've traveled quite extensively. And I remember I had one bag that was so demolished. I don't even know how to explain it. And I was disembarking one of my ships in Florida. So I didn't really need this big bag for all my stuff. I could just kind of carry it all with me. Didn't need to get on an airplane. So I gave that bag to a friend who had to take it all the way back to England. Mm-hmm. And I felt kind of bad because I didn't think that the bag would make it. It was that bad. And she told me that she got it home, got everything unpacked, and it kind of fell apart. It was awesome.
But it made it there.
But it made it. It made it there with all her stuff. So
That's cool.
Yeah. But so obviously, did you just carry it the rest of the way through the airport?
No, I just bucked up and said, get over it, kid. We got shit to do. Let's go. And the first culture shock was we got in the rental car, and of course, the roadways are tiny there, so you're getting into a car that's the parking lot. The cars are like rearview mirror to rearview mirror,
Right.
and you
Folded.
yeah, and you got to try and open the door and like slide in. Ugh. And then didn't even know if I can even maneuver out of the parking lot. And it's just crazy. And then we went straight because I decided I did not want to bring my own acoustic guitar. I didn't want to risk it to the underbelly gorillas.
Yes.
So we found a guitar in England. We went straight to the music store, went to Anderton's in Guildford, bought an acoustic guitar, and it's a Paul Reed Smith, same brand as my electric. Then we drove straight to the gig.
Oh, man. How did that affect your performance with a guitar you'd never used before?
Well, I'm pretty adaptable.
Did they at least give you some fresh strings? Were there some fresh strings on there?
No, the first day I played them with the strings that were on there.
Oh, gross.
But we just barely had time to get there. But I want to thank my string sponsor, Blue Magic Strings. They tuned me up with a bunch of acoustic guitar strings. After that first show, I was able to take those off and put some proper strings on, and
Nice.
and all of a sudden the guitar lit up. I was like, "Oh my gosh, this guitar is great!"
It's amazing what a fresh pair of strings will do.
Yeah, and those Blue Magic strings are really good. So yeah, the first place we played was apparently England's favorite biker bar, fitting. And
What?
But they're not a biker bar.
What's the name? Oh, yes, I do recall this.
yeah,
story.
it was the Victoria Bikers Pub. And
Tell me all. What are English bikers like?
Not
Because I'm
like
expecting
bikers.
like bicyclists, like Tour de France.
well, it's kind of because they got these super cute matching outfits
Super cute.
that are like color matching, like because they're dressed for cold. It's freezing there, and they're riding like these. I don't know what the name of the style of bike is, but because like enduro, but like better, like the adventure bikes, I think they call them, the ones with the square silver saddlebags,
Okay.
and
Like the ones you see in all the James Bond movies.
yes, yeah. And so they all walk in together, and they're wearing like matching outfits. It's hilarious.
Right, like the speed bikes. The get up, the
Right,
uniform that they wear, like the pants
Yeah,
match the shirt, and it's like silky, or not silky, but shiny.
Yeah, it's and they've got all the body armor, and it's probably way smarter than the way I dress when I ride, but it just kind of looks funny. They're wearing matching outfits.
They probably say the same thing about us.
Yeah, they
over here,
probably
though.
do. Like, look at those stupid Americans with jeans and leather jackets on. That's just plain silly. But yeah, we had a great time. We met a lot of great people. We are already in. I just talked to Barry today, and he says he knows the sound man that did sound for me at the tunnels knows the right people at Glastonbury.
Nice.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
like,
wow.
I want to see you on the pyramid stage,
Well, you'll
broadcast
have
it to the world
explain
next year.
what Glastonbury is.
So
If you don't know what Glastonbury is, you gotta get out of your shell.
apparently I'm in a shell because I had
We
no
didn't know.
idea what
We
Glastonbury.
had no idea.
No idea.
Oh,
So
it's such it's massive. I feel like it's Bonnaroo of
So
the UK.
yeah, right. Like Melissa Etheridge is playing there and stuff. And when we looked it up, it was like, what?
it's happening
it's
right this
huge.
minute as we speak.
yeah,
right.
on the 25th.
I haven't even been through the list of all the stages they have. It's too long. But everywhere we played, everybody was like, you need to play Glastonbury. And so we're like, oh, okay, where's that? What city is that? And finally we realized
Village.
they're talking about the festival. And the way I figured it
We were
out.
talking about the
Yeah.
village.
The way we figured it out is somebody was talking and we were like, oh yeah, we went to Glastonbury, and they're like, no, it's not for another few weeks. I'm like, well, what are you talking about? She's like, well, the music festival. And I'm like, well, what do they call the music festival? She's like, Glastonbury. I'm like, but we were just there. I just didn't even get it.
We didn't get it at first.
So we went to Glastonbury, which was super cool.
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
And it is kind of like the hippie commune of England.
100%.
It's gypsy.
The gypsy commune of England. I stand corrected.
Well, there is a difference between hippie and gypsy, and that's gypsy in a good way.
We did.
Right, because there is gypsy in a bad way.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
in
gypsy
a lot
in a bad
of
way.
corners of the world.
Well, we got approached by a gypsy.
Yeah, we were out on the street, and a gypsy came up to Tracy and started reading her fortune and talking about all kinds of stuff she shouldn't have known about.
Ah, yeah.
And told us a lot about ourselves. Apparently, according to this gypsy, I'm a warlock
Oh,
who doesn't use his powers.
well, I feel like we need to work on that.
Yeah, so
That's what I said. We can make some money, man. Come
For
on.
real.
I need to enroll in some online courses at Hogwarts.
We have to put a GoFundMe up for Hogwarts tuition for Kevin.
So check this out, right?
You're a wizard, Kevin.
So she tells me, I want to put a crystal on you, and I want to tell you your fortune for 27 pounds. I'm like, no, thank you.
Far too heavy. Far too heavy.
No, she's like, I'm 28 pounds. Thank you very much.
So then she goes to Kevin, and she puts what are they, pokey beads?
I don't know what she had.
Shells on him or whatever, starts to talk to him about it. And she doesn't even give him a fortune. She tells him she's going to give him one wish for 27 pounds. And
Oh.
what does he do? He shells out 30 pounds. So he bought 6 pokey beads or whatever they're called.
They're little shells. They were
Shells.
they were polished shells. She probably bought them at the dime store. But they're magic shells. She conditioned them with magic. But I was going to give her 30 pounds
No matter what.
and let her keep the shells because her shtick was awesome.
Yeah, it vaguely reminds me of Dan the Shoe Shine Man in New Orleans. Well, I had already committed myself to giving this man $20 because his spiel was so good. But you're gonna have to go through it. You gotta get all the way through, and then you gotta shine my shoes, you son of a bitch, and then you get your money.
But you know what? Those magic shells worked because when we went up to the Glastonbury tour, I did not have a panic attack due to the heights.
It's true.
So,
Well, that's a
Worth-
nice
worth the
slow
30
fade.
pounds.
Holy cow!
oh yeah,
Did you see that?
no,
That was lovely.
it makes my eyes look shifty when I look at the screen over there.
Always one step behind, you know.
Yeah. So yeah, the fact that people came to see was really cool. The fact that my music was really, really well received there, that was really cool. And I have to say, I wouldn't have been able to get it done, of course, without Tracy Bruce.
Naturally, obviously.
If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have even dared to think it was possible. But then the logistics of it were handled by Blinding Talent, based out of the UK. And Blinding Talent gets my applause. You guys are awesome. Anybody who wants to have their career launched to the next step, Blinding Talent can do it. Look them up, blindingtalent.com.
Right, and that's where you met Katie Brooks.
Katie Brooks,
Right.
Yep. She actually booked all of these shows. That's Katie right there in the center. Turns out she's got an extensive catalog. She's got a catalog of music
And
on
she's
stage.
a beautiful person.
Absolutely.
Inside and out.
She sings like an angel, and her keyboard player sings like an angel too. So yeah, Katie made all of that happen, and I mean, how could it have been any better? I don't know. Everything went well.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
It was a
Good.
success from every point of view.
So most of the tour was solo, but you did have a full band for the London show. So what was it like working with these pros and who learned your music from scratch, just straight out of the box? And how did that elevate your show?
Well, I was talking to Dottie Kelly last night, and she's like, "Well, how did you get these guys to like learn the songs?" I was like, "Well, I just sent them the Spotify link to my album. I said, learn this." They're like, okay.
Learn this, make a note, write the name.
Yeah, learn this, and then I gave them some YouTube videos of some additional music that because I played a bunch of unreleased music over there.
Right.
And we went to rehearse. Of course, I saw video of these guys on Instagram just playing like monsters, and I'm like, okay, I'm good. So,
but you passed the audition.
Yeah, you've passed the audition long before we even met.
Super nice guys and funny. Very humorous.
Yeah, hilarious. The drummer said, "But my favorite part of your gig, Kevin, was that I got parking."
Right out front.
And I was like, what? What about my feelings? But yeah, he got to park right outside the lower third. So that gig was inside the lower third.
Which is that's a legendary venue down on Denmark Street, right?
26 Denmark Street. We played in the Forge, which is the Forge stage. And that
sounds like multi-level venue, right?
They've got, I think, 3 levels. The top level is street level.
Crazy.
And so the Forge was just this brick room. And
gorgeous.
Gorgeous. And it
looks like you can't escape the brick.
Yeah, right. It looked like the Forge was still there. Like they had this kind of fireplace looking thing, which was clearly the Forge. So at some point, that's where they were banging out horseshoes.
History. I was going to say, little anvil and
the horseshoes that dominated North America for years were made in that room. But these guys at rehearsal, I was so impressed. I even posted some stuff that they did on Facebook. They were just absolute monsters.
Yeah, I did see that. And for your subscribers on Facebook, the performance, the actual performance is up there to watch as well, or
it'll be there until a month goes by from the date. The 27th of May is when we did that show.
I gotta get on there. I gotta watch it.
Yeah, it was amazing.
That's awesome. And that was the only band performance that you had through the tour.
Yeah, that was the only band performance that I did through the tour.
He did sit in with a band.
Yeah, I got to sit in with a local band in London too.
How did that come?
Well, I was in the course of reaching out, desperately trying to find somebody who would be willing to play with me.
Join the club, baby. Join the club.
A number of people reached back out to me, and one of them was this guy, Nick Sales. And by the time he got back to me, I had already secured some musicians. But he's like, well, hey, I was like, well, I want to kind of promote what I'm doing. Do you know where any of the good sit-in nights are in London? He's like, well, I run one.
Wow, that's convenient.
Every Tuesday. So like, why don't you come sit in? And so that was a win-win because they got to promote the fact that we had this American blues Americana artist coming in.
Very much so.
Oh yeah, it's just like I would. And these guys were just awesome guys. We went to this place in, I don't know, London. I don't even know what area. North West London.
Makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Knew exactly where you're talking about.
Yeah, somewhere.
It was outside of the congested zone.
Yeah, we know that much. But it was still part of the London metropolitan area. And we showed up, and of course, I got a pint of Guinness, which
you do.
It is better there. I always wanted to try, and all the people there were like, "Oh, you got to go to Ireland and drink it because it's way better there than it is here." I was like, "Oh." So yeah, we had a blast sitting in, and then they invited me to. Apparently, their guitar player wasn't able to show up for their gig that Friday night, so they're like, "Will you come back and be our guitar player?" And I'm like,
"Was that because you made him drink too many Guinnesses the night before?"
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Maybe once I sat in with him, he was like, "Nope, I'm not going to go there."
Record that one?
I don't believe I recorded that. No, I did not record that one for even for subscribers, because I didn't
See,
know
that was exclusive just for if you was there.
Yeah, just if you were there. Yeah, had to be there in real life. I'm trying to remember the name of the bar. It was a pub. Which pubs are way different there.
Oh, yeah.
They're way different there. Like the bar is just like an order counter. You don't sit at the bar typically. You go up and there's no tabs. Like you pay now.
Right.
They don't trust anybody. So you go up there, you order a pint or a drink or whatever, and then they hand you a menu and you go sit down. You pay for your drinks, you go sit down, and then when you know what you want, you go back up to the bar and tell them, and they bring it out to you.
So tell me about oh boy, tell me about this pour here, because you had a little bit of a situation with your whiskey pours, right?
Yes.
Let me transition over.
Well, there's Barry.
So Barry, you met here at this pub.
Yeah, Barry's he owns the tunnels, so that's a good story there.
Oh yeah, well let's put a pin in that because I got that coming up.
Okay,
it is a good story. We haven't made it to Froome yet.
Yeah, Froome is a thing.
So you got Barry there, and then
so you're looking for the
yeah.
That's I got a comment on that last church photo.
Oh yeah,
because. All right, we're talking, the year 1200. This is the Exeter Cathedral. And I'm looking at the top of this church, and I noticed that there's a naked man on top, a statue of a naked man, and not like the Greek statues with a teeny penis. It's got like bang out schlong dangling in the wind. And I'm like, what are they doing? They're like showing the ladies what's
Very
coming to
phallic.
them once they get married, I guess.
Oh my god.
This is how we'll get the women to church. Let's put a naked man with a huge dick on the top.
Oh jeez.
And apparently they had a huge female
Following.
Well, the truth is, men in England never experience whiskey dick because this is the whiskey pour that you get.
Yeah, right?
Mostly ice squares, but or ice cubes. Look at that pour.
And it is worthy of note to let you know that is a double.
Not possible.
That is a double.
And that was in London.
That was at the Forge in London in the lower third.
What I find most fascinating about this photograph, and sorry to those of you listening in the podcast or listening on the radio, you can't see this. Come on over to YouTube, check it out. Is the ice cube in the glass is stuck above the actual booze. It's not doing anything.
It's not even raising the booze level at all.
It's not chilling anything in that glass right now at all.
Yeah, it's like they went up to Iceland and just cracked it out of the glacier.
Hey, it looked cool.
It looked cool, but that's a
That was
double.
it.
That is a double. That was 10 pounds, 12 pounds of nothingness.
That's insane. I mean, if you're familiar with the conversion rate of dollars to pounds, that's like a $15 drink.
Yeah, it was a $15 or $20 for that.
Oh, that's wild to me.
Yeah. So
Thank goodness we had a $20 tab.
yeah,
I mean,
I had it.
That's nice.
Yeah,
20
they gave me
pound tab.
No, they gave me like a $75 tab there.
Well, that
Took hours to use it up.
that's your own fault if you're drinking drinks like that.
Well, yeah, it takes them longer to go back, and
The show has been live for a few minutes, and we've already drank more than what was in that glass.
exactly.
Probably more than what's in that bar.
Yeah, this is more than what they would have given me there, and I'm already halfway done with it.
Oh man! So, Kevin, each show, of course, has its own energy. We know that. But which moments on stage really kind of stayed with you, and why?
Well, the first moment was when I had an audience member. The second show was at the Queen's Head Pub, and this guy and his wife, they were the first ones there. They showed up like 90 minutes before the show.
Oh my god!
They paid. They paid.
I want to get the good seats.
They paid top dollar for tickets, and he tells me, "I'm a Southern rock fan." And I'm kind of chuckling to myself, like these people don't even know what Southern rock is. And so he starts.
Well, we learned that in the first
Well,
the biker bar.
Yeah, but he starts talking about the Outlaws and Blackfoot and Leonard Skinner and this and
so
that.
really,
He knew.
just
He
laying them
knew.
out there.
He was clearly a huge fan of American Southern Rock, and I'm like, that's where I'm from. He's like, that's why I'm here.
I love that.
So I said I wasn't going to do it, but because you're here and I know you'll appreciate it, I'm going to put a ton of Florida Southern Rock in my set. And he could barely sit still. It was so cool.
Okay, ear to ear
Can I
grin.
tell you a story real quick?
Yeah, of course.
So at the Victoria Biker Bar, the person that was playing after them, the group that was playing after them,
Wild Daisy and the Blackhearts.
right? Great band, but they're like Southern rock, right?
Mm-hmm.
Southern rock. We're in a biker bar, England, biker bar.
Southern England rock, or
Right. No. And I'm sitting there and I'm putting out the merch and I'm like, look at this guy. That's a biker, talking about Kevin, right? And when they got up there, it was country.
oh,
It was country. And I'm like, so when we got to Queen's Head, I'm like, you need to show them what Southern rock is and what a biker looks like because they have no clue.
Well, I mean, Kevin, you do give off biker vibes.
Yeah,
I
right?
wonder why. I don't know why.
Maybe it's the Biketoberfest logo I'm wearing.
It could be.
But like the guys that I sat in London, they did. What did they do? They played Sweet Home Alabama, and I was struggling through that with them. But they're great musicians, but they're English. They don't quite have the full swing of the Southern rock, and
Right.
and the bass player turned over and looked at me. He's like, "Oh, that sounds so authentic." I'm like, no shit, I live there.
Where it came from.
Yes,
That's where I'm
I'm
from.
like, where that song was written is like within a day's drive of my house.
Well, in England, everything's a day's drive, so
Yeah,
everywhere
right.
is a day's drive.
Although they said, you need to get a place close to where you're at because it's a long drive. So I did. We did. We mapped it all out and everything. Realized we could have stayed at one place the whole entire time.
Probably.
Yeah, the longest trip was like 3 hours.
God,
That's
the
a half a
island
day
is
thing.
not. I mean, there's some big places, but I heard that in one of these places, you had some fans that were arguing over buying you drinks. That sounds like a terrible problem to have, Kevin.
It was awful. My solution in my head, I'm like, well, just each of you buy me a beer because I'll get rid of that.
Yeah, well, we'll sort that out. But what was it like kind of realizing that you had some UK fans waiting to see you perform?
It was amazing. It was just absolutely wonderful to know that, while we were there, I was like seriously considering changing the name of the tour to the Who the Fuck is Kevin McLoughlin Band.
Those would have made great shirts.
Yeah. Who the fuck is Kevin McLoughlin? But people knew. And we were playing it in
Bristol.
we were playing in Bristol when they were fighting over the beer, but we played at the Acorn in Penzance. That one of the guys who worked there, he was like, "Yeah, man, I know your music. Last year I stayed in Florida for a month and I listened to your album the whole time."
No way.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I was like, "What? How do you
That's
even know that I
amazing.
exist? This is crazy."
Oh, well, something that probably helped a little bit was the fact that you got interviewed on BBC Radio, which is huge.
Yeah, twice.
So what were those conversations like, and how did it feel kind of representing your music on such a massive platform for the UK?
Well, my artist development person is like, you've got to talk about Britain because these people on the BBC, they're so British.
You don't say. You don't say.
Like, well, probably. But so it was great. I mean, it was these people were clearly quite professional radio personalities. They led me through the interview in an amazingly smooth way. They actually played my songs in full, not like in America where they only do 30 seconds so they don't have to pay any royalties.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. And
Truly enjoyed them too.
Yeah, it was really an enjoyable experience. They treated me like I was a rock star.
That's awesome. That's just, I mean.
Well, you are.
You are a rock star. Look at you.
Okay.
Yeah, take it. Take it.
All right, I'll take it.
Speaking of being a rock star, and this is pretty fun too. We're gonna go back or circle back to that photograph of the Tunnels bar. So tell us about that night. You scored a last minute gig just by chatting up the owner at a bar in Frome. So tell us kind of what happened and how that turned out. And I'm going to pop over to the photo there so we can
Yeah. So where were we coming from? We were just kind of walking around Frome.
That was after the Sun Inn.
After the Sun Inn, we played at the Sun Inn, which was spectacular. And the thing about the Sun Inn is the road it's on. It was like 5 feet wide, and it was a two-way road.
Crazy. Yeah, we'll talk a little bit about the roads.
Yeah, and so like we're I knew that you had spent some time in Frome.
Yeah,
and we wanted to just check the city out, and we did what we normally do when we get tired of walking. We started looking for a pub, and we went into this pub, and there's nobody in it except the bartender, and we're this is I don't know what time, 3:00 in the afternoon.
So it was the day after you played at Sun Inn.
Yeah, it was the day after. And we're talking to this bartender, getting along great. Turns out he's the owner of the bar. He's like, he found out why we were there. He's like, you got music? Like, so he played he played the album all day from Spotify.
I was going to say over and over again.
Over and over again. And
it was so good.
It was, and he and I became instant friends. And he told me this super cool story about, he named it the Tunnels because he just bought the place in January, but the building is like, I don't know, 1,000 years old.
It's really hard to even process of something of that magnitude.
So he's telling me this story about how you never see cops there, like never. Like every once in a while you'll see a cop car go by, but you just never see them in physical form. And he tells me he's in there, and all of a sudden every cop in town is in his bar. And they're like, all right, we know why you named it the Tunnels. And we have you dead to rights. Apparently there was a stories going around town that when he bought the place, there was a trap door under the stage that brought you down to the catacombs and the tunnels that were dug during the Roman Empire. And he was like, wow, this is cool. So that's why he named it the Tunnels. But they're all filled with sand and rock so that the buildings on top of them don't cave in.
Right. Because otherwise the ground would just fail.
Yeah, the total Swiss cheese with tunnels all underneath the city. Because there's literally, like everybody who sees those specials, so the cities are built on top of the old cities on top of the old cities. So the cops are like, we know you've been having parties in the tunnels.
What?
And they're going on, and he's like, I just sat there and let them go on and on and on about it, how they had caught him. It's not allowed. These things, we can't be doing this. There's a huge problem. We have to make you stop. And finally he goes, would you like me to show you the tunnels? So they go down, and it's, there's rats running around, and it's all filled with sand and dirt, and you can barely move in there. They're like, oh, we're sorry.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anybody's been down there in 100 years.
Well, or 1,000 years, 2,000 years. But so I called him back the next day, and I said, I just realized we're staying right here in the neighborhood until the end of the month. Like, what do you got going on in your bar on Thursday? Why don't I just come and play? And he's like, that's perfect. Nothing going on. He hired a sound guy. And we did it up.
That's amazing.
Super good.
Yeah, it was super good. And that was the place.
Was awesome.
Yeah, that was the place where the hardcore locals hang out. So it was the most colorful characters.
I was going to say, it sounds like a great place to meet the locals for sure.
Yeah, you met locals.
We met some local people, all right. And there's one girl, it was her dream to go to America. And I think that was kind of code for something. I don't know what actually going to America
until
means. She kept looking me in the eyes and say, "I want to go to America." And I'm
And
like,
she's like, "Oh, is this your girl?
yeah,
See ya."
like, yeah. So I was like, "Oh, Tracy, you're just like repellent. That helps. Thank you."
Oh man. So on Riffs and Rhythms, you actually joked that Stonehenge isn't as special as people think. So what was that visit like to Stonehenge? Because you did more than just play music. You actually did some touring around and some sightseeing. So
yeah, we got to do a whole lot of cool stuff. And Stonehenge, if you haven't seen my Stonehenge video, you got to watch it because it's really
the Kevin's history by Kevin.
Yeah, and like every good expedition, I got to name the Kevin Stone. The tallest upright at Stonehenge is now forever known as the Kevin Stone.
The Kevin Stone.
And I didn't know it, but Druids actually invented Legos.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you look at the top of all the stones that don't have another stone on top of them, there's like a Lego locking piece on it.
Well, that's how they've not fallen down in millennia, which is crazy. Crazy.
Yeah, well, we learned that Stonehenge is not unique in England. Those stone circles are all over the entire country. Stonehenge is just the rock star of them all.
That's a Stonehenge rock star.
Yeah.
Nice. That's pretty good.
That's it.
Kev.
That's it. And yeah, so that was an experience for sure. But the other one that we saw, there's one, if you ever go, you got to go to Avebury and see the stone circle there. And basically, the stone circles are the common things that they have is a huge moat around them, and the wall that gets made from the dirt that's dug out to make the moat, and then the giant vertical stones. And we go to Avebury, and they've got this disclaimer out there that says some of the stones have been removed over the course of time. Local residents have pulled the stones out and cut them up to make buildings.
Right. Yeah. Used it as resources.
Yeah. And then you walk in, and right in the center of this national monument is a pub. And I'm like,
of course,
rock on. That's an English thing to do. Let's just destroy this national monument from eons and build a pub.
I mean, why not?
That's
what I would do.
I don't think there's any codes against that in England.
Speaking of pubs and or cuisine, you told me when we went to dinner right after you got back, you said that you had a meal at the Greyhound Inn at Corfe Castle.
That's what it was called. Yeah,
you said it was the best. So
the food was awesome. Well, I just had the chips and fish and chips. But the soup that I had, whatever that was, it was unbelievable. And what did you have? You had the fish and chips? Crab cakes, yeah.
Oh, it was a crab.
Something with crabs in it.
Yeah, something like
was
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and like the bread, they clearly just made it like right before they gave it to us. And the butter there is great. I mean, the food is just amazingly good. Everybody accuses English food of being really bland. But it's got a blandness that is just super rich with flavor.
Yeah, well, what they make up for blandness in richness, with the starches and
it's totally different
flour-based stuff. Yeah,
it's totally different from like the greater London and getting food out in the country.
Oh, sure, because in London you're getting Chinese food or Indian food now.
Well, we did get we tried to get English food, I guess is what you call it.
Well, you guys did stumble into, accidentally got a Sunday roast.
Twice.
Kind of exciting.
Twice. So Sunday roast apparently is the big deal there. And being tourists, we had no idea. So we walk in this place we went to, because even before we got there, everybody was raving, but you got to do Sunday roast. You got to do Sunday roast. And so we go to this place. We went to Mel's. And we're poking around, and we walk into this restaurant pub, and
Talbot Inn.
The Talbot Inn, teeny like the headboard for the door was like this tall.
I would have had plenty of headroom.
Yeah. And then
I had no problem.
Yeah, we go into this dining room that's like everything seems miniature.
I don't know what he was complaining about.
The ceiling is only 7 feet tall, and I feel very out of place. I'm like trudging through this thing like a bull in a china shop. And so what we would call a bar back was he came over and he's like, can I help you? Like, we're not from here. He's like, yeah.
Clearly.
Obviously. Yeah.
He's like, I told him we came for Sunday roast. And he's like, well, do you have a booking? Which is their version of having a reservation. And we were like, no. He's like, well, there's no Sunday roast for you without a booking.
Like, you weren't even able to order it. Like, you weren't allowed to order.
Yeah, it was just like, get out, you American pig. So we went and sat at the bar, which nobody does. And
except for one local.
there was one like super drunk Norm type guy.
Well, somebody got to hold that bar up.
Yeah.
So otherwise it'll fall over.
So we sit down, we order a couple of pints, and the bartender suggests that we move to other seats. And I'm like, oh, here it comes. They just don't like Americans here. But it turns out, like, we were sitting at the service bar area. Everyone was going up to order their drinks. And so we ordered this food. We didn't even want it. We just needed to eat lunch. And the bartender puts it in, like, manually walks it. And then, no, he puts it in the computer. And then he comes back and he's asking us questions like every good bartender. And comes out in a matter of a couple of minutes that we had come for Sunday roast and we couldn't get any. He's like, what do you mean you can't get any? Like, you want me to go cancel your order and get Sunday roast? And I'm like, yes.
Yes, I do want that.
So he runs into the kitchen, changes our order. We have Sunday roast sitting at the bar, and it was unbelievably good.
Oh,
so good.
That's crazy. See, all it takes is a little tenacity.
Yeah.
Get what you want.
And then the following week, we were walking around in Bradford on Avon. And
which we thought of you.
That's because Bradford's strange, of course.
Yes, Bradford on Avon. Have you ever been on Avon?
Skin so soft, yes. In the summertime.
He's not going to tell you.
Maybe he's had some Avon traces on certain parts. But anyway.
Her name.
So we walk into this restaurant and we're just like, we'd like to have Sunday brunch. And they're like, oh, do you have a booking? And we're like, no, we're not from here. We're just visiting from America. And we know we probably can't eat if we don't have a booking. And they're like, wait, I think we can put you like next door. I'm like, what?
Or we shun the non-believers.
Exactly. Like, we can't have people see Americans eating in here. So, but then they were like, oh, we'll just put you right here. And then another amazing meal.
Just happened to have a cancellation of 2.
Yeah, they just happened to have a cancellation.
Just happened.
Yeah.
It is interesting that they would put you in a restaurant that they also allowed horses to eat in.
Oh, that was in Talbot.
That was the first weekend, the Talbot Inn. And yeah, when we walked out, there was actually a horse in the restaurant, and its rider was having a pint. It was very interesting. We had to watch our step on the way out because it was a bit messy.
Yeah, no, that'll happen with horses. I just have a few comments from our viewers. Thank you guys for chiming in. I don't have my crew here to sift through comments, so I just happened to look down. Lubeck,
Linda. Hey, Linda
says, welcome back.
Sharon, Lubeck,
Sharon,
awesome.
Yeah. Anne, our friend Anne Cobb, she asks, did you get to the pub the last stop before Jerusalem? She said it's supposed to have been around since the Crusades.
We did not see that pub. The last stop before Jerusalem, I guess that would probably be near a port where they shipped them out to go to the Middle East. But we did get some trivia at Glastonbury. Apparently, Jesus was at Glastonbury. The Glastonbury tour. Yeah. And so now we have an explanation for the missing 20 years of his life in the Bible.
Going to the tour.
He went up to Glastonbury.
We did
It
go
makes
to...
sense. I spent 20 years in Glastonbury one night.
But, I mean, back 2,000 years ago, it would have taken 20 years to make the trip, I'm sure.
We did go to Land's End, though, which was
yes.
the last inn in England It says it on the plaque.
Yeah, it's the last one.
So it's the equivalent to the southernmost point.
Right.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It has a street sign that says New York, 3,085 miles.
I love it. It really is like Key West, where they have those signs all over the place.
Oh,
Except for the beach was like, what, 50?
150 feet down a cliff.
Yeah, a cliff.
So I guess I want to talk a little bit about the driving situation there, because you told me about the roads. You told me about the every road in the countryside there is a tree tunnel road.
Yeah,
and every road is about the size of a sidewalk here in America.
Exactly.
I actually have some photos he sent me, and let's see if I can find them here. There's a big tree.
Yeah, they have a big tree there.
Yeah, there's one of the roads there.
That's actually a road you ride on.
Yeah, that's a
like
typical
drive on.
road.
Right.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, the first day we were driving, that truck pulled out in front of us.
That's a little Tracy there for scale.
Yeah, and that road, I mean, that's a two-way street right there. And
60 miles an hour, by the way.
Notice the wear parts are like to the edge. That's where the tires are.
It's insane.
Insane. But beautiful.
That one there is actually luxurious because of the fact that your mirrors could fit over the foliage.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wild. And so, we have some streets like this here, but you're telling me that all the roads out in the countryside,
all of them,
and they're two-way.
Like
we have streets like this, but that's a two-way street.
Yeah, you'd have to pull off into the brush there to let some
60 miles an hour.
Yeah, the road pictured here, the speed limit is 60 miles an hour. And
that
two-way
is
traffic.
Insane to me.
That's crazy.
I don't even think 60 miles an hour is for like the 714 here in Martin County out to Okeechobee.
Right.
Which is similar to this, but that's at least two proper lanes, divided highway.
Yeah,
you can dispel the myth that it's all 20 miles an hour in England. You know?
It's not. But that's why they give you so little whiskey, because you got to drive on that when you leave.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Keeps you sober, I suppose.
Oh, yeah. Even if you were hammered, it would go right out the window driving down that road. Let me tell you how
sober
crazy
up real
scary
quick.
that is.
Oh, it was the only thing that was terrible out there. You were pretty vocal online about how terrible the internet was, and
oh my gosh, yeah.
Whoops! I accidentally showed Tracy on accident.
Oh,
whoops!
You can show me for this next
for the internet part.
I got permission. Okay.
So we were dealing with uploading large video files, right? Because and it was just plain horrible. I started taking a look. Usually it says 5G on the top, or LTE, or AT&T, something like that. I looked and it just said G. And then we got into like a big city and it actually said 3G. And then we got into this countrified place and the internet actually was on E.
Empty.
Well, I can only assume that means emergency only.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe.
I don't know. I was thinking.
We thought it was on E.
Empty.
Yeah, it was on E.
out of internet gas.
I was thinking, like, that's 2 letters before G. Like, what century are we in over here?
Oh, man. But yeah, you got back and you got everything uploaded. That's great.
So another road story, if you don't mind.
I don't mind.
So
I could show you for this one.
You can.
Oh, look at that.
So he's driving, and I'm in the passenger side, and you need to watch me because I'm like this, going, you need to move over, move over. Oh, we're going around this corner, like this kind of stuff going on, and he's getting. As Kevin and I traveled very well together, by the way, which is awesome.
It's good to have the balance.
Oh my goodness! So he's being very patient, like I am, as the brush on either side is going on the side of the right. So Kevin does a gig, and as Kevin does, he drank a little bit too much. So I'm like, I'm driving. I get in and I start to drive, and he's like, move over. You're too close. He's like, nope, I'm driving from now on. I'm like, no, I want to drive.
Oh my God.
It was way more comfortable to drive.
That was truly the most exciting part of the trip. I mean, to be driving down a road on the wrong side of the car. First off, you're on the left side of the car, and there's nothing to hold on to because the steering wheel's over there. And then it feels like the branches are going to hit you straight in the face.
Oh, no.
And then there's one part and the bridges are like even narrower than the road. So it's like
They actually say one car each, which for them is.
Yeah, but that's extreme for them. But like I was sure that I was going to be slammed into a stone wall on this bridge. It was coming straight at me.
It was great.
He was laughing at me.
I am, because I'm like, oh, okay, now you know why I'm over there doing what I'm doing, because it does. It feels like you're about to go off the cliff on the wrong side.
Yeah, and in the meantime, we're on this narrow road, and they have these little side pockets where you can, if a car's coming, they happen to be at the right spot at the right time, you just like kind of drive up into the hedge. And the car's coming, and we're driving on these roads, and Tracy's like, move over. And I'm like, well, take your pick. Have your face in the bushes or hit an oncoming car. Like, what are we going to do?
Yeah, I would take the bushes anytime.
Yeah.
So at one time, we're inching, like the car's coming, we're going, we get into the pocket, it's still not enough. Push the mirrors in, and we're inching like this.
Oh, my God.
To go.
Yeah.
Insane.
Out of control.
And they're like, okay, thank you. We're like, oh.
Yeah, reaction time is key because you got a car coming at you at 60 miles an hour, and I'm going like really
30.
Feeling excessive at 30 miles an hour. And you come around a bend, and all of a sudden you're like, you got to have lightning fast reaction.
I was going to say, those brakes are the real MVPs there.
Right, yeah, that happened a couple of times.
Well, Kevin, what did this tour teach you? And if you could do it again, what would you change or improve on the experience?
Well, we went there knowing that there's some things that you can't learn until you're actually there. And so we knew this trip was not going to be a big profit center, but we knew it was going to be the only way to set it up to be a profitable thing when we go back. And so now that we know that everything is so close, we don't have to worry about accommodations nearly as much. Now that we have created relationships with and have friends over there, we're poised to do it a lot better next summer when we go back.
Nice. Awesome. So my next question was, would you do it again? And I guess you kind of already you answered that.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice, man. Anything else that you want to explain or talk about before we dive into some music here?
Oh, I was going to mention when we went to Sunday brunch, the Sunday roast the second time, I decided, I'm drinking all this American whiskey everywhere I go. Let me try some local color.
Oh, no.
So I'm looking through the whiskey menu, and it's like, this is the peatiest, smokiest, most popular, English whiskey for the true connoisseur. And I'm like,
I would not try it.
Yeah. Let me try this. So we got it, and it was kind of greenish. And so I tasted it, and I couldn't describe the flavor. And so I gave Tracy a sip, and what did you say?
Tasted like Band-Aid.
Tasted
a used Band-Aid.
It tasted like if you take
Don't ask me how I know the
I was going to say, I feel like I've had jelly beans that were labeled
I was going to say,
Band-Aid.
that's exactly how I know.
Yeah, like imagine those jelly beans and the dirty Band-Aid flavor. That is what this tasted like. It was horrifying.
But he drank it.
I did drink it all.
Well, I mean, because it's still alcohol. You can't waste it.
I can't be, ordering some fancy stuff and just not drinking it.
Dude, listen, I think, and I told you this, but I'll make it public. I'm very proud of you. I think this is a very cool undertaking. It's not a light decision to travel across an ocean to go and play your music in front of people you're not even sure are into what you're doing. But what I think is very cool is you actually found people that outwardly love your style of music and were there because you embody this kind of music that they enjoy, and you've made fans on an island across the ocean,
continent.
Well, I wouldn't say that Great Britain is a continent, but
well, it's sort of near a continent.
Yes, but here nor there, I think it's a very cool stepping stone into bringing your music worldwide, and not just through digital music or records, but going out and playing it live. I think it's very cool. I know that Tracy, you've said over and over again that she is a huge piece to the puzzle and a great support. So thank you, Tracy.
He is the bravest man I know.
Oh,
now I'm gonna cry.
Jordan never says sweet stuff like that to me. But no, you guys are a dream team. Really, genuinely, I love you both so much, and it really, when you got on the plane, Jordan will corroborate this, but I had so much pride. You know, Kevin, I've known you a long time. You become one of my best friends. And, you know, and I have a lot of music friends, and most of them would never even dream of stepping off this continent and going and trying it somewhere else, because it's scary and it's hard. But you took that step. Very proud of you. It's a very cool experience to live through with you. And thanks for calling me when you were over there. Tracy was on a plane. I felt so special. I was like, oh, I'm getting a overseas call from Kevin.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it was like I was in the vibe. But well, that's awesome, man. We're gonna give these people some music, some Kevin McLoughlin music. This is a video that Kevin shot up at Full Sail, state of the art audio and visual center, and really, really, it looks awesome, dude. They made you look larger than life. All, you know, you and Dennis
He
and
is
Mike.
larger than life.
Yeah, it's awesome. So we're gonna share that with you guys. We're gonna freshen up our drinks. We're gonna come back with Name That Tune. So get your thinking caps on, and we got the Geordie Files as well. So don't go away. This is Jams and Cocktails.
Jams and Cocktails will return in a moment. But first, a shout out to our June keg sponsor, Ocean Republic Brewing. Thanks for keeping the beer flowing. Would you like to become a JNC keg sponsor? Reach out and ask how. And now, back to the jams and the cocktails.
Corner downtown in the street, he'll send his girl out to take your money nice and neat. Out on 2nd Street, they know he's the man, yeah. He's got your number, what you want is in his hand. Don't miss your chance to get it while you can. From the Minky Stinky Man. if you play the game, he just might call you out. Everybody's waiting, see how it all turns out. Ain't no use to hide, he can see it in your eyes. Once he's done dealing, we all fire up and we ride. Don't miss your chance to get it while you can. From the Minky Stinky Man. Don't miss your chance to get it while you can.
All right, you guys, we're back. I can't see anything. I ain't got no glasses on. We were all just sitting out at the bar, and I was like, I hear the breakdown at the end. I was like, Kevin, you play everything so damn short.
It's very unlike me to play things short.
Yeah, well, you did it for that. Jeez, we're running for our lives out here.
It's worthy of mention that was the world premiere of that version of that video.
Nice. Yeah, you know, Minky Stinky Man's my favorite.
I do.
Tune,
yeah.
So when I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, it's
but
amazing.
you were there for those days. That's why. I think that's why.
I was
old
bike nights down in Fort Pierce. Nice. All right, you guys. Well, we are back, as you may have guessed. And it's time to put your knowledge of popular music to the test in this Pip Pip Cheerio edition of Name That Tune. Oh, Tracy, you're awesome. Tracy is taking the place of the destruction crew tonight by getting the boards. The boards and...
I need a marker and an eraser.
Yes. All right, you guys. While we're getting all that sorted out, we invite all of our live viewers to play along with us in the chats and comments. We're looking for the name of the song and the artist or band performing it. Tonight's category is the best-selling songs from the UK.
Oh, my.
These are the top 5. And we're working our way from the 5th to the 1st. So,
like currently, like right now on the
top, of all time.
Oh, of all time. Okay.
Of all time. All right. So these are wildly popular songs, except for maybe a couple. Amazing. Anyway, it's hilarious. We'll get there. All right, you guys. Are we ready to play?
Yeah.
All right. First tune, number 5, best-selling song of all time out of the UK. Here we go. Whoops.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go.
So about this artist, and I don't know if I'm giving a clue here in any way, but he's a notorious loop artist when he performs live. And so I do 5-second clips because that's just right around the marker where YouTube gives you a hard time for copyright, right?
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
So Dancing with the Devil, Apparently, this song is at exactly 5-second interval of that clip. If I looped that, it would be a perfect loop.
Oh, cool.
Right? I wish I could figure out how to do it.
No,
we'll play it once and then play it again.
Well, as usual, I probably know the song, but I have no idea.
I know the song, but I don't know who did it. And I don't know.
The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go. The club isn't the best place to find a lover, so the bar is where I go.
I'm not fast enough. But it does. When I was making the cuts, it automatically loops it for me over and over again. And I was just having a little dance party here. All right.
I'm clueless.
Oh, let's see. Anne said, shut up and dance with me. That's not correct. Linda said no clue, but she is aware of the tune. Oh, Jordan said she was tuning in. Her and her colleague Tony. Well, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Drums and Rubs says Sam. Nope. Any guesses here in the lounge?
I don't.
All right. The answer is Ed Sheeran, Shape of You.
I'm in love with the shape of you. We push and pull like a magnet do.
Oh, well.
I have loads of drinks over here. All right.
Different types.
Oh, we got it. All right, let's go to the next clue. Here we go. This is a little less. But by the way, I guess I'll give you the little thing. The estimated sales for Shape of You, 10 million records, one of the biggest digital hits of all time, and the most streamed song on Spotify globally.
Wow.
Cementing Sheeran as a modern UK export powerhouse.
He is pretty cool.
Yeah. All right, next tune. Here we go.
Past painted deserts, the sunset.
I know the clips are tough. Let's try it again.
Past painted deserts, the sunset.
I have absolutely no idea who that is.
Jordan hates Ed Sheeran's Shape of You. She hates that song.
That's
I
okay.
agree.
Biggest globally streamed song of all time. Jordan's like, nah.
Popular and good are not the same thing.
It's true. It's true. All right. No guesses? No guesses? I don't know if I would have even got this. This is The Mull of Kintyre by Wings. Paul McCartney, of course.
I was going to say
I was going to say it sounded like the Beatles, but I never heard that.
It's an estimated 10 million sales. The Scottish folk-inspired anthem became the UK single, or first UK single to sell over 2 million copies in the UK.
What?
Yeah.
And
Crazy.
that's Wings?
And how do we not
Wings.
know that?
Are you
Never
guys
was a Wings
are you
follower.
guys ready for a redemption?
Oh, it was an easy one, is what he said. Okay, good.
This is a redemption
If we don't
one.
get it, we suck.
Yeah, if you don't get this one, you suck.
Okay.
I probably suck.
Is this the real life? Is this just fun?
By the way, if you're just tuning in, this is the top 5 best-selling songs to come out of the UK. Drums and Rum says, I'll ask my mom. Huge Beatles fan. Paul's.
Oh, that's,
mom.
yes.
Oh,
that's
that's
what we
right.
found out. That's why he's named Paul. Because his mother had the hots for Paul McCartney.
Yes, indeed. I mean, who didn't really?
And she was not ashamed to say it. And it's cute to hear in her deep Scottish accent.
Yes. It is fun to talk to her. She
Yeah.
reminds me of my Glasgow friends. All right.
So I actually have an answer.
Paul said Wayne's World. Let's see what you guys got.
Oh, I just got.
It is Queen Bohemian Rhapsody.
I had Queen, but I was gonna put that, but then I was like, no.
Well, you get half points. You get half points.
Oh,
Half
okay.
points. You gotta
okay,
have a
so then
point.
I'll put it up.
Whatever that's worth. Here's a random one, but a P.S. Bohemian Rhapsody estimated sales of 10 to 15 million records sold. The 1975 operatic rock anthem had multiple chart resurgences, especially after Wayne's World and Bohemian Rhapsody, the film. So there you have it. Next clue. Name that tune.
And it's a world of dread and fear.
Oh,
It's familiar, isn't it?
And it's a world of dread and fear.
This is 80s.
That's correct. 1984 to be exact. The year of my birth.
Oh, my. You were born in 1984? Seriously?
Yeah. Year of my birth.
That's hilarious.
I don't look like it. than I was.
Yeah, you do.
Paul said, see me and Mike Farrow perform this on July 11th at Cobb's Landing.
Ooh, I'm going to hate myself for not remembering this. I know what song this is, but I can't think of the name.
I can sing it, the whole entire thing, but I don't know which part of it.
All right, do we give up?
Is it Tears for Fears?
It's not. It's not. It's actually...
Is it Wham?
It's a conglomerate.
I was going to say, it's a bunch of people, like...
Yes.
Like, the Hunger.
Oh, let them know it's Christmas time this year.
Yeah.
It's that song.
It is that song.
Right.
It is. Do They Know It's Christmas by Band-Aid.
Band-Aid.
So that's not a bunch of, like, Feed the People or Feed the World or whatever.
Yeah, We Are the World.
Yeah.
Same, Bobby Geldof. You know,
yeah, he did this
guy,
one, and then he helped him out with the...
Oh,
so this had an estimated 20 million plus sales. Of course,
and that was the top in England?
Yeah. Bobby Geldof, of course, Midge Uri in 1984 to raise money for Ethiopian famine relief.
Yep.
The charity supergroup included UK legends like Bono, George Michael, and Sting. So, cool. 20 million plus records sold.
I watched the documentary about that, and apparently, from my estimation, the best singer there and did their part in one take,
Oh, yeah.
was Boy George.
Oh, yeah. Boy George, amazing.
Just walked up to the mic and sang it perfect.
He's awesome.
I'm done.
When he's not kidnapping people, he's pretty awesome.
Is he kidnapping
He got into
people?
kidnapping?
There was one guy.
Probably a booking agent.
It was a one-night stand that turned into a several-night stand because he wanted it to be that way.
Are you serious?
Yeah, come on. You guys don't know about this? Maybe it's in the Geordie Files.
Not all of us follow Boy George as closely as you do.
All right. And the number one best-selling song to come out of the UK with 33 million plus records sold.
Okay.
Can you guess it?
Goodbye, England's rose. May you ever grow.
Like you need it, but here's one more.
Goodbye, England's rose. May you ever grow.
Don't get tripped up, though.
Oh, I think I did.
It's very specific, that line.
I think I got tripped up.
All right, let's see what you guys got.
I got Elton John, Norma Ray, or whatever.
It is Candle in the Wind, but not just any Candle in the Wind. It's Candle in the Wind, 1997.
The Queen just died version? No.
It was Princess Diana.
Oh, Princess Diana version. Oh, you have to put a twist on it, dude.
Yes, 33 million
no doubt.
records sold.
Of course it would.
So
Are you kidding me? So I was married to a Scotsman for quite a long time. I have 2 children. And when Diana died, holy moly, that was a crazy time for those people.
Yeah, she's an icon.
Yep.
Well, the only American royalty got taken out. That says something.
Yeah. What? American royalty?
She was from America.
Diana?
Princess, wasn't she?
We're going through Kevin history again.
Didn't she get
history by Kevin?
Didn't she?
It's like drunk history, right?
Didn't she marry into the royalty?
No. She did because she was
Markle.
A commoner.
she's from America,
right? And
but
so Diana is a commoner that did marry into royalty.
Oh shit! It's beer 30.
Wake up! It's beer 30.
That was beautiful.
Working days through and everything's outdone. I did my part and now it's time for fun. I'm gonna wash my hands cause working gets so dirty. And I'm gonna crack a smile cause now it's beer 30. Beer 30, my favorite time of day. been watching the clock and the time keeps ticking away. I'm taking care of business, I'm a hard-working man, you see. Until beer 30 comes to take care of me. Waking up early with the hair of the dog. Can't lay around sleeping like a bum on a log. Even though it's early, gonna do it again. On the weekends here, we're gonna turn it up to 10. It comes from a bottle, a tap or a can. I'm gonna throw it back as fast as I can. Beer 30, my favorite time of day. I've been watching the clock and the time keeps ticking away. Taking care of business, I'm a hard-working man, you see. Until beer 30 comes to take care of me. Grab one, crack it open, turn it upside down. When I have a cold beer, things start to turn around. We got them on ice and we're gonna have a ball. If you come and join in, we'll sit and drink them all. Grab one, crack it open, turn it upside down. But when I have a cold beer, things start to turn around. We got them on ice and we're gonna have a ball. If you come and join in, we'll sit and drink them all. Grab one, crack it open, turn it upside down. When I have a cold beer, things start to turn around. And we're gonna have a ball. If you come and join in, we'll sit and drink them all. Here we go! If you come and join in, we'll sit and drink them all. If you come and join in, we'll sit and drink them all.
Nicely done, Kevin McLoughlin. We gave you the extended beer 30.
Yeah, this was a beer 30 and a half. So I do want to mention that in keeping with my whole organic feel and like no studio tricks, that recording was not lip synced. Like we actually played the song and we recorded it along with the video, and then my good buddy George Shepner, actually, who was a Full Sail grad.
Full circle moment.
A full circle, yeah. As well as, you know, the other creative energy and guitarist behind Big Pine. And yeah. You know, he mixed it, but that was a straight up performance. There's no studio tricks. That's what we sounded like that night when we played the song.
It's awesome, man. It really is a good representation. You know, it's raw, it's real, it is what it is. And you have how many more videos? So you have 3 out on YouTube now, and how many more do you have?
Well, I pulled all those. I pulled them down because they're getting fixed, and they're fixed.
You got a great video editor. I can't. Yeah. You know, I have to give major props to your video editor. So fucking amazing.
Brad
it's unbelievable.
Brad Brock Entertainment, actually. Brad Brock Media, Brad Brock Video Editing.
Well, a very simple thing, you guys, is one of the cameras was a little out of sync. And just so you know, the kids at Full Sail, they're students. Some of them aren't kids, but they are learning. They're learning their way, and it's a very cool.
Students.
Yeah, they're students, so they're doing their thing, and you know, I just fix. That's what I do. And I found out, Kevin, that it was a 6-frame difference. You know, it was enough for you to notice, but it was a 6-frame difference between the other camera angles and then the one camera that was out. And so once I figured it out, you just move it around and you put it back together. It's like a puzzle.
I have to say thank you so much for doing that.
Oh yeah, man.
Because even me, the guy who was singing it and playing it, I'm looking at it and I'm like, this just looks fake.
It did. It looked like Godzilla a little bit. Mm-hmm. You know? But no, it's great. The videos are great. How many more do you have coming out?
I think there's about, we did an hour's worth of music.
So this is me asking how many videos I'm going to have to edit here pretty soon.
I think there's about 8.
8, yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. No. It really doesn't. Now that I know what it is, it doesn't take long at all. It takes more time for it to render down than it does for me to actually do the edit. So
cool.
It's great. Dude, it's awesome. They made you guys look like complete rock stars up there.
They are
really,
rock stars.
really just the movements and really, really cool. So awesome.
Yeah, so if anybody wants to get a video done like that, just message me. I'll be glad to help you get that hooked up. Everybody deserves to be highlighted on that kind of a stage.
All right, I want to do it. I'm going to message you later.
Absolutely, you should.
We can make that happen.
We're gonna move things along here. Beer 30 snuck up on me. I had that planned out, but I didn't realize it was going to be right. I thought we were going to be able to get through the Geordie files first, but nope.
There'll be none of that.
It's now time to teleport you to a world where news stories are delivered with the whimsy of a Middle-earth wizard on mushrooms. This is the Geordie Files.
Are we going to do it? There we go. So what does Geordie say at the beginning?
Oh, I don't. He's going to do it.
Do you have a sample of Geordie?
Hello, I'm Geordie. And this is the Geordie Files. We'll fix it in post. Yes, if you don't have your Geordie Files shirt, get it at jncpodcast.com. Welcome to the Geordie Files. Tonight in the files, from backstage surgeries and phone-free concerts to a high-speed rock collab and a heartfelt goodbye to a rock legend. We've got all the headlines you need to hear, but first, some birthdays.
That's awesome.
Yes. Okay.
We miss you.
We do miss you, Geordie. You should be here.
Yeah, really. Why haven't you Skyped in, Jordan? You could be doing this. She having fun. She probably drinking whiskey too, which I condone.
So here's a toast to
Jordan said, "You sound like Elmo." Well, if the shoe fits.
Here's a toast to Geordie. She's out getting her drink on, having a good time doing what she does.
Yes. We'll drink to Geordie. All right, you guys. Oh, I guess I'll drink.
Yeah, you have to drink to someone when you're drinking. Or
that's true.
You have to actually drink when you drink to someone.
You got to drink when you're drinking.
That's
it. We got to put that. We got to write that down.
You should drink while you're drinking.
You should drink. You should have a drink when you're drinking.
Confucius say, one should drink while drinking.
I like that. All right, you guys. Benson Boone, pop star, turning 23 years old today. Oh, my God. Help me, Jesus. Oh, the rising pop sensation made waves with his hit Beautiful Things and continues to charm with his soulful voice and emotional lyrics. He's actually really, really good. That is a very young photograph of him. I think he's got a mustache now. But there you go. Benson Boone, 23.
He looks 23 in that photo.
God, he looks like a tadpole. Another youngin' here. McKenna Grace hits 19. She's known for her role in Ghostbusters Afterlife and The Handmaid's Tale. Oh man, if you saw her in that, that kid had to have had some therapy after that show. I don't know. She's already built a powerful resume that keeps proving she's one to watch. She's really good. Next up, turning 28 years old today, Faye Webster, the indie folk singer behind I Know I'm Funny, haha. She blends introspective lyrics with dreamy melodies that have carved her a unique spot in the music scene. Ooh, boy, I had a beer 30 burp there. Ricky Gervais, comedian. He's turning 64 years old today. The sharp-witted comedian and creator of The Office, the UK version of The Office, PS.
Oh, it's totally original.
Yeah. Well, they did it first.
Oh, did they do it first?
They did it first,
I'll take that back. Sorry, Ricky.
Yeah, he did it first. I think he was like an executive producer on the American one too, but
well, good
he
job.
did it first. Yeah, he actually played the part of Michael, or that character.
Yeah, I hope Steve Carell sends him a Christmas card every year.
Every goddamn year. 64 years old today, and
He looks good.
yeah, it looks pretty good. Might be an old photo, but here we are. This is one of my childhood crushes. Linda Cardellini. She's celebrating the big 5-0 from Freaks and Geeks to Dead to Me. She was also
That's not her at 5-0.
but maybe not. She was in Scooby-Doo. She was Thelma.
She was Thelma?
in the live action Scooby-Doo films. Yeah.
No kidding.
Yeah. So she's awesome. You guys hearing that sound too? It's just the ghosts.
Is there whales swimming by?
It's just the ghosts. No, our neighbor.
Is he a carpenter?
Listen, man.
Sounds like either it's a whale or he's got a table saw running.
His name is Eric, and he's a wonderful neighbor. He has been working diligently on extending his deck out there, like his patio, and I think he's just trying to get it done now. So it is a table saw.
He's got a deadline for
It is
July
a table
4th.
saw, and he's out there, and he's been out. Like it is black dead night out there right now, and my man is out
He's
there
swatting mosquitoes,
working.
cutting wood.
So
He's having a 4th of July party and he's getting ready.
That's exactly. He does throw amazing 4th of July. But we had Kevin was here that year. When we had the axe throwing board. And
Oh,
everything.
yes,
Yeah.
we were there.
Stupid drinking.
Yeah,
and
that was
axe throwing.
awesome. Throwing axes when you're drinking is the
but
best.
you took off before the fireworks happened, and so Eric set off community-worthy fireworks in his backyard,
Awesome.
and we had a next-door neighbor. Like
Point of view.
it was a beautiful, and then you had to dodge the things falling from the sky, you know. But yeah, so you're probably dead on. But that's the sound you're hearing. My man's out there. He working real hard.
Yeah, I couldn't decide if it was whales mating in the canal.
And what's so
or
sad? It's like we're getting to
song
hear
running.
it now. This is a moment, but when I run all this through post, it'll
Yeah, you won't even be able to hear
it'll
it.
take it out,
Disappear.
and it's kind of sad. Maybe I'll keep it in. I don't know.
You got to mic them up next time. Add it in.
Give him a wireless mic over
Yeah.
there. Next up,
Check in with him every few minutes. How
yeah,
are you
another
doing out here?
Office birthday. Angela Kinsey from the American Office. She's 54 today, best known, of course, as Angela. And yeah, she's mastered the art of deadpan comedy. Busy Phillips, you might remember her from Dawson's Creek.
Her name is actually Busy.
Busy, well, I mean, it's probably her stage name, but she's turning 46 years old today. Yeah. And turning, this is hard to believe because I feel like I just did a short video on her recently, but Carly Simon, she's 82 years old.
What?
Carly Simon.
Is that a recent picture of her?
Not possible.
Not
Not
possible.
possible.
Not right. But I didn't believe that.
I love Carly Simon. Another crush. But she's been old since the day I was born. So, 82 years old. I'm just kidding. That's not exactly accurate.
Oh, it could be.
Oh, okay. So what is she?
She's 82. She's a pop
3 times your
icon
age.
whose timeless hits, You're So Vain, of course, still resonates. She's a defining voice of the 70s and a true legend in music history. So happy birthday to all our celebrities out there.
And a great set of chiclets.
And a great set of chiclets. Yeah, beautiful smile. Love her. Speaking of Ed Sheeran, from earlier on, Ed Sheeran is rocking the racetrack with his brand new song, Drive, made for the upcoming Brad Pitt film, F1. I'm actually excited to kind of see that film. It looks good. The high-octane track features guitar legend John Mayer and Foo Fighters' Dave Grohl on drums. That is a powerhouse
Oh, that's going to be
group.
cool. With with Ed Sheeran
Ed
out front?
Sheeran,
Oh,
dude.
that's going to be interesting.
Right? I can't wait. So in the music video, Ed performs on a racetrack surrounded by flying Formula One cars before jumping into a desert ride of his own. The movie and the full soundtrack drops on June 27th. That's coming. That's coming up this week. Gosh darn it.
Yeah, that's tomorrow.
Tomorrow. 2 days. 2 days from now.
Oh, okay.
If you're watching this live. If you're watching this tomorrow, then it's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Or if you're seeing it next week, it's last
now
week.
we know why Jordan skipped out on Geordie Files, because she's not an Ed Sheeran fan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Could be that.
Sounds about right.
But she is a Brad Pitt fan.
She did say about Carly Simon. She was like, ew, 82. I hate that. I know. That surprised me, actually.
Me too.
It surprised me that all of these women that James Taylor dated were much older than him. James Taylor's not even 80. And all the women, Joni Mitchell in her 80s now.
Well, because they rock.
It's because James Taylor's a guitar player.
James Taylor.
And those girls rocked.
He's the man. I don't know how he did it with the hair and the mustache, but it was the 70s, I guess.
Kids, when you're picking an instrument, you want to play guitar because the girls like that.
I guess. Next up here. I guess. Maybe foot drums. I think that's what.
Foot drums. Yeah, that really brings us.
It really gets them going.
Yeah.
Sabrina Carpenter's getting real amount the phones at her shows. I don't know how you guys feel about this. But in her Rolling Stone cover story, the pop star admits that she's totally open to banning cell phones at her concerts, even if it upsets fans. She says seeing Silk Sonic live without a phone gave her the best concert experience ever. If you don't know about Silk Sonic, that is Bruno Mars and somebody remind me who it is out there. It's gonna annoy me, but Silk Sonic, amazing. Yeah.
Bruno Mars and who? The Weeknd or Lenny
Kravitz? No. It's somebody super awesome, but I can't remember who it is off the top of my head. But she said it was the best concert experience ever. Sabrina also joked that when she's 80, no one better be zooming in on her face. And as for her short and sweet era,
yeah, we got a long time to worry about that.
Don't count it out just yet. She's keeping the door open for more surprises. Short and sweet.
Anderson?
Yes, Pac Anderson. Pac Anderson?
Yeah. Paak.
Yeah, that's right. He's awesome.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, Silk Sonic, they're really good.
You'll have to look it up.
Silk Sonic. We got something new to listen to.
Supersonic.
Yeah, you'll love it. A little bit of I guess the rest of this is all kind of sad news. But Jessie J, if you don't know about her, she's amazing. She's like the powerhouse behind a lot of Katy Perry's tunes.
She's got a brooch that is actually pinching her nipple.
Yeah. Interesting that you should bring that up because she's keeping it raw and real, sharing an emotional update following a breast cancer surgery.
That is cool.
So the singer posted behind the scenes moments from the hospital, from cuddling with her baby boy to cracking jokes with partner Channing Coleman. But she didn't shy away from the tough stuff either, including some graphic recovery footage. She's now resting at home. Jessie's waiting on results and staying positive. As she says, we all got this. So I love Jessie J. She's an amazing artist. Domino is one of her tunes. If you don't know about all that, go check her out. She's awesome. Wish her some good vibes.
I like that. It says okay, but it's actually just doing this on her nipple.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she still hasn't bought one of them, at least.
She's doing it.
Super cool.
We lost a couple legends, a couple more legends. I feel like they're dropping like flies out there. But rock has lost Mick Ralphs, founding guitarist of Bad Company and Mott the Hoople. He's passed away at 81 years old. The iconic musician has been bedridden since suffering a stroke in 2016. And he'll be posthumously inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this November. Bandmate Paul Rogers remembered him as a close friend, gifted songwriter, and an amazing and versatile guitarist. He's survived by his wife, Susie, his children, and his band family. And then a 60s and 70s heartthrob, Bobby Sherman, passed away. He was 81 as well. Known for his hits like Little Woman and Julie, Do You Love Me? Bobby captured hearts with his charm and signature shaggy hairstyle. His wife, Brigitte Poblon, must be French, shared the emotional news, revealing he died holding her hand after a battle with stage 4 cancer. So, yeah, anyway, you guys, that is your Geordie Files. I'm not Geordie, but I am. Get on with it.
Oh, you totally need to get like an AI version and animator mouth and have that picture do the Geordie Files when she can't be here.
Bro, we got to do something because she's out there. I mean, I totally support her being out there selling trucks all over the world, but you know,
she's getting trucky with it.
Anderson Paak, that's who it is.
Yes,
it's just reversed.
Anderson Paak,
which is what I told you.
Yeah, for some reason it was in my head as Paak Anderson, and I was like, I don't know, that sounds like a boxer. I don't know.
Sounds like something you'd bring to Colorado.
No, it's Bruno Mars and Anderson Paak.
And Anderson Paak, yeah.
But it says Anderson, period, Paak.
Yeah, that's the one. You know, they're all a bunch of weirdos out there.
They are weird.
What can you do?
You know, you wouldn't believe this, Brad, but musicians are a bunch of weird people.
I would never think that in a million years. As after all, I'm just here for the jams and the cocktails.
We got to do a remake of that Gretchen Wilson song. Yeah. I'm here for the jams and the cocktails too.
I'm in. You know who does a really good cover of Gretchen Wilson? Jordan.
Does she really?
Yeah. If you guys go
Jordan
back,
sing the song.
If you guys go back through the files here, we did last year for Derek's birthday. We did a karaoke night, and Jordan did Here for the Party. Or Redneck Woman. I think maybe both. I don't know. I got a little drunk that night, but she kind of slayed it. She was awesome.
You can have her do that.
We got to have her sing the karaoke version and change the words.
Yeah, we'll have to do something. Are you guys ready for a midweek motivation? It's Wednesday.
Yay.
And let's fluff it up.
Our picture.
I'm not that. Oh boy. I am not a fluffer.
You're the fixer.
How do you know?
I don't want to be the fluffer.
He says, I'm
you
not
have
want to be
fluffed
the
for
fluffer.
sure. Even for yourself, you have fluffed. I know you have.
Oh my God, please. In the spirit of traveling, the truth is you don't have to travel the world to culture yourself. Though, hey, if you could swing it, it definitely helps. But in today's world, the truth is becoming worldly is just as easy as staying comfortably sequestered. With a few taps on a screen, we can explore traditions, music, food, and stories from people across the planet. And yet so many of us still choose to stay inside our own little bubbles, surrounded by folks who look, think, and live exactly the way that we do. Here's the thing. The world is massive, but it's also incredibly small. And when we make even the smallest effort to learn how other people live, their joys, their struggles, their customs, and yes, even their uncomfortable truths, we begin to chip away at judgment. We start to pause before dismissing something just because it doesn't fit our personal narrative. The beauty of culture isn't about agreeing with everything that you see. It's about understanding where it comes from. It's about listening before reacting. And it's about opening your mind just wide enough to let somebody else's story sit beside your own. You can enrich your life with more culture than most kings and queens throughout history, right from the palm of your hand. And maybe, just maybe, that awareness will open not just your mind, but your heart to friends you never imagined having. So whether you've got a passport with a bunch of stamps in it or just a smartphone in your hand, go see the world, even if it's just one scroll at a time. Midweek motivation. Thank you.
By the way, they don't stamp your passport anymore.
I know. I was bitterly disappointed. I got no England stamp. I got no England stamp.
I'll tell you what, Jordan's going to be real disappointed because that's what she's lives for.
You can request it.
So what do they do? How do they get
Nothing.
you in?
You got to stand in the line for an extra 16 hours.
Yeah, but you just put your passport on a scanner thing, and they open the gate and let you in.
Yeah.
That is wild.
It sucks.
Sucks because
I wanted a stamp.
Stamps. We wanted a stamp, but that line was really long.
Yeah,
it's crazy to me that. So I have an old passport from back in the cruising days.
Yeah, you got a million stamps,
and I got some
everywhere.
I got wonky stamps in there, right? You know, so like I got my Russia stamps.
Sweet.
Russia, by the way, we had a whole other passport as mariners. That allowed us to go get off the ship and just fuck off and do whatever we wanted
in Russia.
Whereas most, if you were a passenger touring Russia,
you don't get
you have to be on a tour, a paid tour with a Russian tour guide to go off into the city and do your thing. And and it's fine. Like they let you go and have free time, but you have to come back and you have to move through with a guide. But for us as mariners, workers, it wasn't just cruise ships. It was any kind of vessel that comes in, the
fisher,
fishing ships, container ships.
That's awesome.
You get an extra passport, and you have to go through a separate line, and they look at you in their judgy Russian eyes, and they let you go. But we got to go and just.
That is cool.
Now, with that being said, I don't recommend this to any human being ever because the Russians do not speak English. Even if they do, they're not going to let you know. Nothing is in English. Everything is in Russian. The street signs, the train schedules, which is what got me fucked up.
Well, nowadays there's apps for that.
Well, back in my day,
right,
young lady, we didn't have apps for that.
Right. I
was rocking a BlackBerry touring edition or whatever. It still had the little rolly mouse ball thing in it.
Good.
No. It's something for another time. All right, we're very quickly going to get through our shameless plug.
Ancient phone technology.
Yeah, it's so ancient that I dropped my phone in the sand on a beach in Mexico at a bar and came back 6 months later. At the end of we did one random cruise from England over to the Caribbean area.
From Mexico?
No, from England
the England
to
Mexico Express.
And
what?
I went back to the bar and they had it in a drawer for me.
Oh,
you're kidding?
And they gave it back.
That rocks.
I still have that phone. It's in my dresser drawer.
It's a BlackBerry.
A BlackBerry. All right, Kevin, give us your shameless plugs here tonight.
Okay, well, my shameless plugs are that there's tour merchandise left over from the UK tour, and we got to sell it. So we were selling it for like $50 over there. We're selling them for $15 now. And you've got a shirt.
I did. I forgot to bring it in here, but it's awesome. I was going to wear it tonight, but I sweat through it before the show started.
Yeah, they're not summer shirts. They are high quality shirts.
They are really nice, man. Very vintage, really nice. Yeah. Really nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it's a great shirt. Brad deserves a shirt. So we've got that, and I'm just now, as soon as I can get the pictures right, I'm going to upload all the photos and update the store because we've got all the Kevin McLoughlin Band shirts are back in stock. And we've got like the Sunset Day by Day shirts. We got the gray It's About Time shirts. We got the white ones with nothing on the back and just a big logo. We got all kinds of cool shirts. So, as I say at the show, you never know when you're suddenly going to be without a shirt. So you should have one extra. And it should be a Kevin McLoughlin Band shirt.
It should be. It always tickles my cockles.
Oh, my.
So Jordan, she spends a lot of time in the sun out there selling trucks and stuff. So she really, really enjoys her UV resistant Kevin McLoughlin shirts. And so it's always, she wears them all the time. And it's always so funny. Like I'll see, I'll be like half awake as she's leaving at the crack of dawn. And I'll look up and I'll see her in her old school, the old original Kevin McLoughlin shirts.
With the bird logo on.
With the Viking shield or whatever.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
we have new ones that are white, Jordan.
Oh, she probably don't want some white shirts out there working in the
boot
trucks.
I was picking up the shirt and I had to bring a UK tour shirt. I'm like, do you think this would fit Brad? But just so you know, it's really Jordan who's going to be wearing it.
Yeah,
and she's like, get a large. Yeah.
But yeah, she loves them.
And we have new gray ones also.
Oh yeah, the gray ones are probably good.
That's the moisture.
Yeah, they're space age material. They really are comfy and cool in the summer.
Nice.
So we got all kinds of stuff to sell. I've got shows coming up. My next show is July 4th. The show in Jensen Beach was canceled, so I'm totally off this weekend. And it's just as well because my brother's coming into town.
Nice.
So the next Kevin McLoughlin band show, the first band show after the UK tour, will be at Earl's for the day shift at Earl's.
Seems fitting.
And then I'm going to rush home, and there will be a party in full swing at my house for 4th of July.
I will be in attendance.
I will be there.
Yeah, and my backyard is the best place I've ever been to see the fireworks. So
I'm very excited. For years, I've been hearing this about your backyard, and now I'll finally get to experience it.
Cool. You can't swim in the pool, though, because you can't. It's an above ground pool, and there's no water in it except there's a little bit of algae in the bottom.
Yummy.
I spend a lot of time working on that.
Cultivating that algae.
Yes. It's
an experiment.
It's an experiment.
Awesome.
Algae culture. But yeah. So and then July 5th, I've got a double. I'm playing the day shift at Conky Joe's in Jensen Beach, and then the night shift at Charlie's in Stewart. I have my second album currently under construction, and that will be coming out. I don't know when. I'm taking my time on this one. The first album was just a live album and banged it out. This one, I'm taking some time and making sure it sounds good, and it's going to sound better than the last. But so I'm working on that. We are currently in planning stages for the next year's UK tour, and we've got some tours coming up that we're in the planning stages in the United States. We're going to be doing a lot of stuff in the southeastern United States. We're working all that up.
Savannah and Biloxi.
Yeah, we're going to be going to Biloxi, going to Savannah. Going to be going to the Carolinas.
Nice.
Yeah. Just trying
Charleston?
Charleston. I love Charleston. I haven't been there in many years, but I didn't even think about Charleston. Maybe we
should book something there. Because then I could do like a 2-bird, 1-stone thing. I'll come up there for that.
Sweet.
Well, you got connections in Charleston?
Well, my buddy Dan. You know Dan. We all went to that strip club together that one time.
I do know Dan.
That one time at the strip club?
Yeah, so what had happened was...
Yeah, he lives up there. And,
there was this Cuban stripper with a blue dress on.
Wait,
not for long.
Yeah, we made her take it off. But, yeah, so what else? I just put out my newsletter, and there was a lot of stuff to talk about. Suddenly, I don't feel like I have a lot. But there truly is a lot going on.
Well, that's a plug in itself. If you guys have not signed up for Kevin McLaughlin's newsletter on his website, you should do that, because it's very fun to read, and it's very
He's super hilarious.
Yeah, it's very Kevin. If you catch my drift, like it just screams Kevin throughout the whole thing. If you know him, to know him is to love him. Yeah.
Well, that's generous. So yeah, I've got that, and I don't beat everybody up. I just do like most of the time once a month, sometimes less, to give you an update of what's going on. And I'm still doing the Facebook subscriber thing. You can see every show I do live live and streaming. It's just 99 cents a month. Yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess.
Nice.
Doesn't sound very dramatic all of a sudden.
That's a lot of stuff.
Okay,
Here's
okay.
this.
So one of the things in England was his humor.
Oh.
So doing the shows or whatever, people were just cracking up.
Yeah, I could
Yeah.
totally see that.
I kind of felt like my humor was like it hit better there than it does here.
It's true. Well, so there in England, I don't know if I can take any time, but they actually sit and listen to the music.
Oh, which is
There's-
very unusual here.
They are very annoyed if you're trying to talk while the music is playing. You talk during
awesome.
intermission and you talk at breaks. So so they're very intent. And then with his humor in between is just
It's like having a captive audience. It's
oh
brilliant.
yeah, they loved
was
it. It was like
wild.
having a comedy show and a musician all in one.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
And you know what? I've got to plug Katie Brooks.
Oh my goodness.
Because what an amazing voice this woman has. And her keyboard player, Lou, has an equally amazing voice. And we worked up harmonies for Caught in the Rain. And we sang my song Caught in the Rain. That's coming out on the second album. And they sang 3-part harmony on it. It was unbelievable.
And then she had him do a
Bob Dylan tune.
Bob Dylan tune with her.
Yeah, there they are.
Which I have to say is amazing and put Kevin in a totally different bracket. It's really good.
It's awesome.
Yeah, I got a chance to put my what's the I put a little bit of different kind of persona onto my voice, and it was
great.
It was working.
Katie knew exactly what she was doing.
Yeah, clearly she's done a great job, man. And yeah, props to her for being a real spearhead when it comes to putting this whole tour together and really kind of solidifying the Kevin McLoughlin.
Please look her up on Spotify.
Yeah, please
Katie
do.
Brooks.
Spotify, Katie Brooks on Spotify. She's freaking amazing.
And she's coming out with a new acoustic album soon too.
But a good story about how Katie and I got to know each other. The first Zoom meeting that we had, I'm like, you British people, you don't look at us Americans as a bunch of cowboys anymore, do you? And she's like, oh no, definitely not. And then she saw a picture of me with my cowboy hat on, and she's like, oh yeah, that's
the look.
That's the look. And I'm like,
you need to wear that hat, she says. So then, so even funnier is we're getting ready to go. And I'm like, are you bringing your hat? He's like, no, I don't think so. I'm like, oh, no, you better bring that hat. And then you need to wear it all the time.
Yeah, no, she's right.
yeah, which I did. And there you go.
Right.
I got friends of
Well,
mine.
you see the one that with him even in the loo. He wore it all the time because that was his image.
Wait,
And
in
he-
the loo?
The loo? Oh, no, not the loo.
I was not wearing my cowboy hat in the loo.
Well, you
Where
were.
did you put it?
No, I was going to say he did. But no, in the loo.
Well, at a
in
handy
the-
stand right there.
What is it called? What did you call it? The tube.
Oh, the tube. Yeah, the tube and the loo are hopefully different.
Right, but you
Well,
did.
not in New York
not,
City.
Not all the time, but hopefully, yeah.
Well, you didn't put it down when you went to.
Well, it's easier to just put it on my head than to carry the dang thing around.
Right. So you didn't put it down when you went to the loo. Hopefully. Because that's gross.
Yeah, in the lube. Don't put it in the poo.
Yes, we'll keep that.
Nice. Yeah, check out Katie Brooks and come out and see Kevin locally here, and then crash his 4th of July party at his house.
Yes, absolutely. If you want to come, you're invited as long as you're okay. And well, I can't say that because I'm not okay. Yeah, that would be unfairly exclusive.
Be respectful at the very least.
Yes.
Yeah, it's going to be a blast. And just so you know, I won't be there in the afternoon. Like I said, I'm playing at Earl's, and I'm going to come home to a full-on raging party, and I'm very excited about that. and I'll be there before the fireworks start. It just depends on how quick I can get torn down and drive home.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
With
Nice.
kids and
It's
all.
going to be a blast.
All right, I'll very quickly get through my shameless plugs here. Shout out to our sponsors and partners at Leak Busters Roofing, the Bug Juice and Code Rum. Check out our partner podcasts at Drums and Rums and the Riffs and Rhythms, both of which are featured with us on the B3 Podcast Network, wherever you listen to podcasts. The Al Beltran Podcast, 561 Music, Nia's My Rum Diaries, and Ghost on the Aux. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Once again, shout out to Ocean Republic for being our June keg sponsor. If you've got a business or a project that you want to promote, or you just want to make sure that we're getting all the beer into our bodies, reach out to me if you'd like to become a sponsor. What else, Brad? Also, if you love what we do and you just want to throw money at us, you can subscribe to our Patreon page. It's $5 a month, and you get unlimited access to behind-the-scenes footage and other fun stuff, like Paul taking his shirt off at my front door.
Oh, that's horrifying.
Yes, some people like it. The link for more info is in the description of this video, and, of course, at our website at jncpodcast.com. Speaking of that website, we've got new merch up there, and I'm going to try to add new fun stuff, as mentioned, from week to week. Of course, like Ellie's Beer Chug Championship. That was last week's thing. So go check it out there and come and see me perform around the Treasure Coast in my one-man band. And you can find out where at bradbrock.com. And that's been the shameless plug. Any shameless plugs for you, Trace? Sorry, I didn't mean to skip over you.
That's okay.
Yeah.
I don't have any.
Nothing going on?
No.
All right. Just want to keep you involved.
I appreciate that.
I hope you guys enjoyed our show tonight. Give it up once again for our special guest, Kevin McLoughlin, international touring artist.
Great fun.
Sweet Tracy, holding down the fort with us tonight. And, of course, we love you, Ellie. We love you, Derek. We love you, Jordan.
Miss you.
Yeah, I miss you guys.
I miss you guys.
You should be here.
Not the same without you, but you know, we did what we could. We kept Jordan here in spirit on my chest, right by my heart, where she belongs.
Right? She's got her mouth on your heart.
Yes. Yes. I don't know where I'm going to go with all that, but join us next week for our JNC family game night. It's going to be amazing. We're elevating the experience with Jackbox TV. You're not going to want to miss it. It's going to be great. It's super interactive. You can log in on your phone and play along with us. It's going to be awesome. So until then, you guys take care of yourselves and each other. Broadcasting live from the legendary JNC Lounge. I'm Brad Brock. We love you. Good night.